We have a message for you, Tom. I've never once listened to Joe Rogan, but sometimes I look at Apple's most popular podcasts to draw conclusions about where the culture is putting its attention. And Joe Rogan came up. I decided to pursue some of the interviews, and I ran into yours. I was confused about why I felt drawn to do that. How wonderful that you brought evolution and the movement toward cooperation and love to that population, to that audience. I've read book 3 since then, and oh, how comforting it is to have you put it all together. I'm a therapist, and I've been gathering anecdotal evidence from my theories on humanity for 20 years and 30 years of life before that. So many things that you've said resonate. There's one thing I'm drawn to ask you. One quote in book 3 talks about overcoming ego, want, and desire. While I absolutely see how ego gets in the way, I find that desire is a fundamental condition for humans to know how they want to steer their lives. It certainly gets muddled by fear and by beliefs about life, others, and the self in response to having been harmed. But so many messages about what to do come first in the form of a body sensation and then in the form of an emotional response. A baby desires food and then vocalizes to get it. What are your thoughts about the role of feelings as signposts for how to evolve?
Well, I got a couple of answers for that. One, I've talked often about the feelings are the way you can find out just how evolved or unevolved you are. Look at your emotions, look at your feelings.
Yes.
And if they're dominantly positive, then you're doing all right. If they're dominantly negative, you've got a long ways to go. So look at the last week of your life and say, during the last week, was I ever upset? Was I ever angry? Did I feel annoyed? Did I feel a lot of stress? Did I feel unappreciated? All these negative things. If you felt that negativity, did I get angry? Then that's because you have fear. Because if you didn't have fear, you would not get angry. You wouldn't be upset. All those negative things are derivative from the fear. So yes, the emotions are a good signpost, a good signal for how you're doing. If you live a life of happiness, cheerfulness, you smile and laugh a lot, you feel satisfaction with your life, you feel satisfaction in your relationships, then you're doing really well. Those are all the positive things. And just keep doing what you're doing. So that, yes, the emotions are very key. But now back to the word desire. He's absolutely right. The word desire, as it was used there when I said get rid of your ego, your needs, your wants and desires, they were a reflection of the word ego. Get rid of your ego, parentheses, wants, needs, desires, end parentheses. So those words, needs, wants, and desires, were referring back to the ego. And if I didn't say it that way, I should have. So the desire to grow up, the desire to love, the desire to become part of the solution rather than part of the problem, all of those are wonderful desires. There's nothing negative about desire. Desire is kind of another way of saying intention. You have an intention to do this, an intention to do that. So you have a desire to be this way or be that way. We could kind of let those two words kind of commingle and mean some of the same thing. But you can also have desire to for more money, desire to have more power, desire to be able to apply more force to get your way. And those desires come out of the ego. The desires that come out of love are fine. So when I use the word desire as a negative, it's not really the word and all of its possibilities that I'm talking about. It's really desire as a subset of ego that is the problem. Those egotistical desires, those self-centered desires, those are a problem. I want more money. I want this. I want that. I want respect. I want people to fear me. I want people to listen to me. And all of those are ego needs. And the reason you have that ego is because of fear. You fear that people won't like you or won't listen to you. So when they don't, it triggers that fear. And then you get upset, you get angry. So yes, the emotions tell us how grown up we are, because emotions tell the truth. You can trick yourself into thinking you're grown up by being a better actor. You can act kind, but not really be kind. You can act loving, but not really be loving. So you can convince yourself that you're very kind and very loving when actually you're neither. That's the intellect. But when it gets to the feelings, nobody says, oh, I think I should be angry now. The intellect doesn't drive the feelings. The feelings just pop up right out of the core of you. The feelings represent who you are truly inside. And if who you are truly inside has a lot of negative feelings, then that's truly who you are inside, is a more negative person. And if what pops up out of your feelings is love and caring and how can I help? How can I serve? What can I do, to be of service? If you have that kind of an attitude, then you're happy. Your life is great. Your relationships are wonderful. So look at those emotions. That's your scorecard. If you're upset or angry, don't say, well, anybody with a brain would be upset. Anybody that see this would be angry. No, it's not that. Anger is never a solution. Anger is always part of the problem.
Thank you for answering that, Tom. And thank you, Anonymous, for submitting that statement. I'm glad you ran into Tom on Joe Rogan, and I hope that helps answer your question. Thank you. Would you like to see a better world? Get a better perspective. Balance your intellect with intuition and explore your true nature with the Exploring Consciousness and Everything Paranormal program with Thomas Campbell. In this program, you will have the benefit of Tom's vast experience and learn to access point consciousness, communicate with the larger consciousness system, remote view, use your natural ability to heal with intent, and explore reality in the out-of-body state. His famous binaural beats are included. Details are in the description below. Thank you.
I and MBT Events hope you like this video. If you do, then you should consider being a Patreon member, because Patreon members get early access to our special content. You will also be able to get your questions answered by me in special Q&A sessions, and most importantly, your contribution as a patron member will enable us to produce the content that you're looking for. So thank you.